Put on the Bluetooth.
Y'all got it?
Look at her.
Oh, what happened?
Laughing at Naya.
What happened?
Because I was posing for your little Facebook.
Oh,
You know, I'm popular too. Don't play
Baby.
with me.
She said I'm popular too.
That's a must.
Okay, y'all, hold on. We're trying to get the music right. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Somebody better come. Somebody child gonna be in trouble tonight if Genuine keeps singing in my house. Breathe. If Genuine sang that song like that in my house,
Yes, honey. Yes.
somebody
There we
child,
go. There we
somebody
go.
child, Jesus.
Down this cloud, all alone, picking you.
That's that Genuine.
Wishing you come over my place. After a while, that's my song.
That's it, girl. That's my baby. That's
The last time you were here, what we did.
hey, hey, hey.
Bubble band in that crowd.
Hit me back.
Hit me back.
Girl, I hope you had
'Cause I'm so anxious.
That's not the right tone. I mean, you just all over Genuine. I wanted to kind of get his smile, but you know what?
I get it.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, I was feeling it for a
You was
second.
alive. I was feeling it. Like the girl say, I was feeling it there for a second. Feeling it there for a second. I couldn't hear what Genuine said.
Oh, I'm supposed to be sick. Oh, hold on. I didn't find myself.
Genuine. If Genuine keep that up, it's gonna be a problem.
Go back.
Okay. Give me some of that Jaheim.
Just as soon as your shit.
Give me some Jaheim. It's right here.
It's right here.
Some Jaheim in there. Hold on. Ah! I need that Jaheim in there.
Alright, here goes.
Y'all ain't got that Jaheim in there? That's doggone Genuine. Oh. So we can go to who? I want to go that Jaheim. That Jaheim. This one?
Yup. She come here.
Hey, Sheena.
She said, hey, y'all.
Let's
Let me get some of that Jaheim. If somebody's child call me tonight and tell me this right here, Jaheim is really trying to tell me something.
We about to start, y'all, at
I
10.
used to be the kind of brother who thought I would never slow down. I used to
Wave
swear
at y'all
that I
like,
wouldn't
hey.
care what happens, but baby, right now I changed my mind.
That's my song.
And it took some time, but now I understand I can be a
We're
better
not even
man.
Facebook
I
Live.
never
I see myself right here.
quite like
That's
you.
right.
You revealed another part in me, girl. Your love is
That's what he
tried
said.
and true.
Baby.
Will I break your
Hey.
heart? Will we
That's
ever
what he said to me.
part? Can't believe I
Please
used to
don't
say.
keep jamming.
I used to say never, but I love this way. In my heart away, this play jersey of the record game. Never really call, and a little got you. I would That's why I say when I know the truth, when I know that you become
That's
to
my baby
my
right there.
life and make everything
Let me see. Let me go.
new.
There go Allie. Hey, Allie. Let me get yours.
Girl, I swear.
Hey, boo. Let me
Never,
get yours.
never
Okay.
say never
You
again.
got it. Gerald finna tell me. Oh, Jesus. Listen.
I recall when we first met a long time ago. How can I forget the way I
I felt when I first laid eyes on you.
What Sharon tell them?
I remember
Come on,
saying to my
William Stone said, "What's up,
in my
Queen?"
future wife,
What's up, baby?
I took the step to meet someone
Oh, they like
who
your stuff.
changed my life.
That's their private lap dance.
Hey, don't let me leave.
That's their private lap dance.
My hands,
Yeah.
They know what
my
time.
legs, my time.
What is you doing? You doing too much, no time. Hey.
Yeah. They said blessings to you guys. Y'all share. Go watch this on the YouTube that we share. Y'all see them laughing? Y'all play.
I remember my first day.
Your mama popular, baby. You got to know the queen.
Communicating, building,
Mama, you said you wanted
and
this
being
song.
more in touch with each
Right, you're not
other
even gonna learn it.
is the basis of what technology has allowed us to do in this time. It's a huge blessing.
I
Get it up there.
invited her.
Hey.
I invited
I don't know this song. I don't either, but my mama called me and said she wanted
Jerome said happy you are having a good time. Hi, beautiful
Thank you,
lady.
baby.
And when you're
I'ma spend that out there, Tyler Bill. My mama said she called my cousin Ty. Ty told that right there. We playing for you and my mama, baby. Ty Bill.
someone can make my mind go round in circles. I never thought there was.
Girl, pull that shit out with the one leg of LOL.
Jersey.
What's she talking to?
Oh, maybe me. Like maybe I'm saying being she ain't talking to you. They say this.
Girl, she said pull that shit out with the one leg. Yeah, she don't want to let her leg up. Talk about
Like my heart, the rhythm of the change without the way it beats, tapping on my mind when I think about you, girl.
I know. Okay, this my school number.
Hold on, I can't
I'm
let
gonna
go.
get that one right there for you. Get that right there.
Oh yeah, should I heard
why y'all didn't just keep this one?
I was just gonna rip
that
that out.
it really rains in Arizona? That's what I heard. And it came from the mouth of the one that
She about to pull you one
I'm with, girl. Like the words of a preacher to the ears of a deacon. Yeah, I don't see the same when you're sleeping. I'm so in love. In love.
What other song we
Yes,
got?
I'm going to Arizona. I keep walking.
Your mom know about the last dance with the one leg.
I knew they was talking to me.
You need
Give
more
me this
layers.
right here. Give me
Yeah.
some. Pull it all the way down.
They
Give me some.
some
Pull it all the way
Priscilla
down.
good
Give me some.
rub.
Pull it all the way down. They want to take.
Diagonal
Pull it all
layers.
the way
You think
down.
you're the
How pull it all the way down?
diagonal layers.
All right.
You still got it. Your children just don't know it.
Somebody say, that's what y'all asking for. Hey, that's what y'all asking for. Hey. Oh, what's the free? There you go.
It's not that old.
This ain't that much right there. I'm
the next Ivy, y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry. You good? That's fine. We ain't gonna give y'all none of that tonight. That was we gonna let Jeffrey Powell tell you why it's important to be in love. That's my baby right there. He look real bad. But that's my baby. Hey.
I finally found the nerve.
Harry said, what's good? What's good?
Harry Penis. Oh my God.
Gonna make a change in my life, starting here today.
My song, y'all.
I surrender all my
Somebody call it. He's gonna be calling me tonight.
my love away. There's a all that's there.
No. Mike Green, no.
Did I put my heart in your hands? Was yours to keep.
I'm married. Oh my God. He said like, go ahead, I'm married.
Along with you.
Y'all said y'all wanted this again, so we're gonna play it again from last week.
Some Uncle Luke face down, A up. That's the way we like
Nah, you. I don't gotta read it. That's what they say. I'm gonna have to ask you.
They don't know about that booty bass music.
I didn't know that.
If they read it,
Usually when two people are together for a long time, things seem to change. It's been said nothing good lasts forever, but this love gets better every day. We get all excited inside every time that we get alone. He still got love in his eyes, and I still got love in my soul. Feels like the first time we met. Then I kissed and I told you I loved you. We still, run around like teenagers, even though we're grown and married with kids. And we still talk on the phone for hours when I'm away. We still write letters and send me flowers every other day. Wishing everybody else is how we make it last. I tell them I still, he still. Now I still smile in the morning when I realize I'm still in his arms. We know everything about each other, but we still keep holding on, yeah.
Have you ever thought about polishing your skin?
Never
Dove
gonna
exfoliating
break
body
up.
wash.
Y'all
Exfoliates
always
and
there.
nourishes.
Y'all want me to keep going? I got
I'm gonna need somebody to be the best man that they can be. Oh, I'm gonna need Tyrese to tell me why he understands it.
you. Tyrese stay.
I should do stay there. But Tyrese gotta stay this part right here because he's talking to me. Y'all just don't know. But he's talking to the kids like, okay, wait till he get back to me. Let's work that in.
Stay here alone, trying to face another day. I gotta stay strong. So we do this pain, even here right now. I can feel my whole life upside down. I don't know. So I don't need your sympathy. No. What can I run?
Somebody don't know what he's doing.
He can help you up when you were down. What can I run for me? He can be your eyes when you can't see. What can I run for me?
That's how we
He can help me be the best man I can. I can be. Help me be the best man I can. Oh, I made a big mistake.
What you did?
And I'm feeling so ashamed.
And you gonna do what?
I don't wanna lose my friendship.
Why?
I've gotta keep the faith.
What? Come on, Tyrese.
Yeah, that's what I like to say. Like, you're the difference facing this way, and if you put your head like this, it got your.
Yeah, that's why I like my camera. What's wrong with food? Francisco.
She's finna do it.
This food. Bro looks stuck. Francisco talking about
Everybody said it was gonna be easy.
Yeah.
No one else said it about no time.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Let me sing it for you.
You don't know.
Oh. What I say, Kyrie?
Give me my mic.
I want to take the time to thank you just for putting up with me. And I'm sorry that you even had to deal with me. Even though I made you cry, I want to make it right. Just give me some time to make it right. I go the extra mile to make you smile and just to make your day. I go out my way, I do whatever it takes. What I say, Kyrie? Hey, you promised me to stay. Hey, baby.
Won't you just
I know that I messed up over 1,000 times. Said you wouldn't forgive me, but somehow I changed your mind. And now that we're here, I just can't let you go. Now I got your ear, baby girl, I gotta let you know. I go the extra mile to make you smile, just to make your day. I go out my way, I'll do whatever it takes. What did I want to do? Baby, won't you just say, baby,
Baby, won't you
that's the jump right there. That boy gets you jumping on her.
just like a bird?
Wait.
I just wanna fly free.
Don't worry about it. I know it.
Somewhere, oh, country.
Hey, Naya, love you. I love you too, Granny.
Oh,
What is he doing?
oh yeah.
Here we go.
Temperature like 100 degrees. Like I got chains on me. Blackmail in the February 3. Been right on my destiny. Reckon I'll fly away. Cause it's too much for the man. Shooting on down this way. What happened to my master plan? Now that they figure out I could have been a love child. Shooting on down this way. Tell me, how did I get on my oh, somebody done me wrong, done me wrong. I still feel it all night. Time is slipping away from me. Ain't no telling now I get home. Gotta get home, yeah. Just about to see the dollar sign. That close to a peace of mind. It's about to be fine. Tell me, so how did I get alive? Tell me, no, now.
You good? Okay, you good? Because we about to start anyway. Who got my drink? Because y'all
No,
always
it's
make
drinking.
me got nothing to drink.
Yeah, is this yours?
This is not gonna stay on without you. No,
That's not
Turn to the side.
it don't play right when you do it from the side.
Yeah, it's
So you
like
have
they
to
gonna
do
have
it. You have
to
to
turn
put it like
their
that right there.
heads to like
No,
look at it.
just put that right there. I'll pick it out some kind of way. Once I get it up here, it'll be okay.
You gotta turn it up. But you go by the phone.
Where he gonna be sitting?
He's gonna be sitting right here next by me.
Okay, hold on.
Right next by me. Maybe some water.
Oh, how's that? Hold that, Bree. That mine?
I think so. It was up there on the thing. This one yours?
I guess though.
I'm kind of shaking a little bit. I can't even open the water.
You nervous? Shaking.
Turn
I don't feel nervous.
What you shaking now, Bree? I don't need you spilling out over there in that electrical part.
Oh no, ain't
I
nothing
tell you, I
gonna
just got my hair good down.
Ain't
in
nothing gonna
blue
fall.
and stuff.
Y'all can't.
Okay, well, you guys, you know what? We wanted to come on just a little bit and give y'all some music. That's what we do. It's all in fun. I had a lot of people asking for songs you know I can't do no more. But that's okay. We'll roll with that. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to get together. We got some shows that's gonna be real good that's coming up. I got all my people in the house as usual. I got some people over there on the couch hollering at them over there. Boo Bear, that's what you do? That's what you do, baby. That's what you do. Well, as I always state, I have so many people that come on with me on Friday and Saturday nights. And the goal is to try to make sure that I incorporate the young people and also with the older people and with the youngest of the youngest generation. So when you often see my child or something in the live, that's all in fun. We just try to have a good time. These kids that are with me right there, they're not kids, they're adults now, but they were in school with me 18 years ago, brought them all the way up through elementary to middle to high school. So they my extended family. I have Bree on one side, I have another Bree on the other side, but they're sisters. So Bree might have to lean in from the last week.
Y'all.
They're sisters. So we have all of them here, and these two are married. So tonight the topic was really based about young people getting married and how that, affects them, and if they're making the right decisions early, or whether or not these are some things that they might be entering in, a little bit too fast. So before we get into all of that and I introduce them, I'm gonna be pulling on this mama. It's all right because I got it for you. You see that big old mama? It's for you, baby. But anyway, we just wanted to touch on some of the things that I had asked earlier in the week, and some of those questions will go back to them. But just to do a little ice break and to get some fun going, we had one question that was said, why is it that the loudest person at the funeral, who's doing all the crying and jumping all around, passing out, why is they the only person who didn't do nothing for mama or daddy when they was living? They didn't do nothing for mama or daddy when they was living. And so that's important to know what they have, why they do that. So we're going to take a few minutes to see, and we'll go from there. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move this phone right here so I can put that one over there. And if you were streaming from, what happened? Oh, yeah. So if you were streaming from, you got to read.
Trying to see mine.
You got to tighten it. She's saying turn it or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, is it tight?
I loosened it. There it go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's a big one. But anyway, so the question was that. So we wanted to talk about that because we deal with that a lot in our families, where people, they come, they cut the food at the funeral, they show out all week long while we're trying to get stuff prepared for the funeral. They want to be involved in everything that they didn't even know nothing about daddy. We ain't seen you in over a month of Sunday. And now you here with the whole notebook and you taking notes, and you in there with the funeral director for what? That's what we want to know, because I want to know. So that was something that I put out because I feel like keep that same energy you had when mom and daddy was living and they was sick or going through or wasn't doing what, wasn't making their transition as good as that everybody would have wanted them to. But that person that was in the trenches with mom and daddy that was really there, you got to stop letting these people just show up and show out. I have a belief that, and again, my belief, I have belief, call them down. I just refuse to sit in the funeral and you holler more than me, and I know I'm the one that's been doing all the work. I'm just gonna have to ask the usher to go over there and get you, take you on out, you know, cause you can't steal all the show from me. And I'm over there, I'm hollering, trying to get my biggest holler, cause you know, folks got to look at me and tend to me. But I look back there in the back of the pew because I can hear you, you know, and I lean back. I'm thinking when I look back, that's the cue for you to quit it. But you get worse. Okay. So for me, I would just have to call people out, and on top of that, call them out while it's going on. You know, don't wait till people pass to say, well, you know, you haven't done anything, you haven't been here. You know, don't do that, you know. So, you know, we're just gonna try to make sure that we keep it to a certain place when you dealing with grief or whatever, but I still think some of those things should be answered. So that was something that we said. Now tonight we're gonna try to let some of the audience call in. We don't know how this gonna go for you, but we're gonna try to let you call in on live. If you got some respectful that you want to say, you say it. Please, while other people talking, don't talk, don't joke. Let people say what they need to say, and then you can feel or chime in how you want to. So, because we're trying to make sure people get the best out of what they're watching. This is your hour that you're taking to watch with me. So we want to give you the best of what we have to offer without sidebars or conversation that's not relevant to what we're talking about. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay. All right. So with that being said, we're going to move on and we're going to introduce my guest tonight. And I don't think I got you fully in screen, but I think you are on here, but not on the other three, but that's okay. You're fine, Bree.
Okay. Okay.
And let me see. Yeah, you fine.
Okay, ma'am. There we go.
Right there. Okay, so I'm gonna let them introduce themselves because that was the goal. They need to be able to introduce themselves. So I have
Brenna Luker.
Okay, and then I also have
Daquan Luker.
All right. Well, they are here tonight because they're young. They recently got married a few years back. They got married at 19. So the reason I brought them on to talk about their marriage was because we're all around each other a lot, and I can see sometimes where they're actually going through things that they might not understand or might not feel that they have truly gotten a grasp on in their marriage. And getting married at 19 is a big deal. You know, I can speak from experience. So I always tell people, I'm not just sitting here acting like I didn't mess it up real good too. Yes, I did that. I did all of that. So when I speak on it, I'm speaking from personal experience or things that I've done that I feel might help you not make the same mistakes. Some people say, well, let me learn. I got to go through it for myself. Well, if you want to sit there hooping and hollering for years to come over things that you ain't got to go through, fine. I'm just trying to help you know that you don't got to cry for 5 years over something that you didn't even have to stay in, or you could have just, you know, but that's on you. You want to learn the whole experience, fine. I mean, I'm going to let you do it. You know, that's up to you. But we wanted to discuss some of the things that they face. Tomorrow night, I will actually have her sister back on. She'll be talking about being single and a single parent. Boo, if you go back there and tell my daughter to shut that door or either what, because I had already told her. Thank you. And so we just want to make sure that they do have the right tools that they need when they get ready to adventure out in the world. So Brie will be coming tomorrow. I also have a good friend of mine that'll be coming next week for a show about that she feels she stayed too long. She stayed 20 years in her marriage, and she's wanting to come and talk about that she feel like she stayed too long. So that we'll be doing. And don't forget, we'll have Remember When. Remember When is for everybody. We got a lot of people from Jefferson County, Wiley, Louisville, Rennes, everywhere, Augusta. We're just doing Remember When in a respectful way. Stuff you remember that you want to talk on. I will have Zoom running that night, so I'll be done gave people the access codes for the guests that I'll have on Remember When, and then you'll still be able to chime in live with what you want to say. Remember When, at least again, that's September the 5th that we'll be doing that. So we're gonna get straight into it. So my first question, if y'all done got all your laughs and giggles and wiggles out, because y'all gonna be done make me pop one of y'all, because my nerve bag, I'll be done pop one of y'all for real. Yeah, give them over. That way we can get it all out.
I ain't gonna lie, I want you giggling.
Okay, well that's good.
All right,
Okay, so y'all got it out. See, that's the first sign that y'all young and dumb. I just want to be honest. Because you're gonna be on a show, you're gonna take the opportunity for people to get to know you, but you're gonna laugh and cut the fool so they can't get to know you as a person. They're getting to see that you still immature in some way. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
But we are good with it. But I would like for you to take the hour to let people see you as an adult. You got 4 kids in the back that have to know how to act. And if you don't know how to act when you enter a certain arena, I don't understand why you think your kids gonna know what to do.
Well, they know how to act.
But you don't.
But I do.
Okay. All right. Okay. So whatever. But we just gonna go head on. So what made you and Ducky, because I call him Ducky, decide to get married?
Well,
One at a time. Go ahead.
For me, I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my mama really didn't have the best relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Really, yeah. I knew I wanted to be with him. I wasn't prepared for marriage, but at the time that was my best option.
Okay.
Really.
And so you're just basically saying that you got married out of a bad situation. You didn't really get married out of love and out of the whole bliss of what you thought what your relationship would be. You got married under pressure because you were pregnant, didn't really know what direction you wanted to take your life in, and you knew that probably would be the best thing to do would be to pair up with him.
No. I knew I wanted to be with him. So, because for me, I wouldn't never have kids for anybody else. And if I would have got pregnant by somebody else at that age, I would not have. Like, it's just, with him, it's always been something that's kind of drawn me.
So then when I asked,
we connected.
What made you marry this man?
Truth, I just told you the truth. At that time, I wasn't prepared for marriage, but I knew that I wanted to be with him, and that was a step that we would eventually take. And so it was just like,
went ahead and
why not?
Okay. And so what was it for you, Ducky?
Oh, I was in the military. She was coming to Hawaii, stay with me. You know, she was pregnant. She had
I
my
remember
child.
that y'all was having them nice, pretty babies.
Oh yeah, man. And you know, like she said, we was gonna take that step eventually, and we didn't really care about what nobody else say, because everybody, you know how that thing go. Like you say, everybody think we young and dumb. So yeah, we took that step and we got married.
Okay. How has that worked out for y'all? I'm not talking about in the aspect of like have it been everything you wanted to be intimately. I'm talking about how has it worked out for you in your lifestyle, in your financial living, in your everything about you as a person, your character. How has that worked out for y'all over these years? Because y'all been married now? How long?
5 years.
Okay. So how have that worked out for y'all in terms of your lifestyle?
Well, I feel like I don't want to say we the same person, but we a lot alike. So I don't know. It's like, it's good and bad. Like but it's a balance. And that's my balance for me it works. Is like,
so if you had to do it all over again at 19, would you do it all over again the same way, or would you change something?
I'll do it the same way. I ain't changing nothing. I don't have no regrets. You don't have
I
no
don't
regrets
think I
in your
was
life.
with you yet, but that's okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna
I'm
let you
sorry.
go ahead and chime in, though.
yeah, you can go ahead, because I'm thinking.
But I go ahead and get you since she's studying. Becky, how would you change it?
Oh no. Hey, never have no regrets. You don't hear nothing else I tell you, and just never have regrets in your life. Because if you have regrets, that means you don't like the person you is. And if you don't like the person you is, something wrong. Because you should always love yourself. Remember that. Yeah. I don't play that. I don't play them games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what you figured that you wanted to say, was that you don't want to have no regrets for anything that you've chosen. I mean, that's cool if you feel like you don't want to have no regrets for nothing you've done. And
You shouldn't have regrets. You can't change the past. Set things you can't change.
Okay. But like I tell people all the time, maybe it's not a regret.
That's what I like. So
maybe it's not a regret.
It's
maybe
not a
you're
regret.
naming
It's
it,
a learning
not.
experience. That's what it is. Everyone is different.
Okay.
For me, as far as like marrying him at 19, I wouldn't change that. I would change like.
And audience, I just want y'all to keep in mind, this show is really for young people tonight. I will have more shows that will be geared toward older, but I'm trying to reach my young generation tonight, because I got somebody that's sitting at home wiggling their finger like this right here, ready to get married. And they need to hear and see what we're looking at. And so when they hear what we're dealing with, hear what she's dealing with, hear what he's dealing with, they can relate to that before they get right there at that gate and maybe do something that they might say they regret or not. Or maybe they do something that they feel they could have done at a later time or in a different way. So my goal in having these shows is not to belittle anyone, not to get in their business, but to give you a way to think at something different. I truly could care less what you do. I just want you to look at it different. Whatever you choose to do after you hear it, that's fine. But maybe what you're watching might give you some information on where you are. So this is for the young people that are thinking about getting married because you're pregnant, you can't figure out which way to go, you're upset because you're still living at home with mom, whoever you're dating has given you maybe a way out, and you want to take it. We're targeting that audience tonight because marriage is not a game. So I've done it enough to know that. And I probably won't do it no more right now in my lifetime, if I can help it. But I say that to say at 17, going on 18, I made that choice to get married. And if you don't really understand marriage, then you go through the things that you don't have to go through. Normally, at that age, you should be in college. You just getting out mom and dad's house. You should not be pregnant, however, but if you are, we okay, we there. But you should be enjoying the parts of your life that is about you going from your teen years to your adult years, and then your latter adult years. So when you go and you mess that part up, even with no regret, you get married 17, 18, you get pregnant, you move out, you do this, you do that, whatever. You go to jail, you do this, whatever. You cannot go back at 30 and say, I'm going back to get that, what I didn't get to do. I want to have fun. I want to go out. I want to be able to do this. I didn't get to do that because of the baby, because of this, because of that. No. Once you change the direction of your life, that's the direction it's going in. So you might have to come to a place where you've missed that. That would help the grandmamas who shouldn't be seeing about your kids day and night. That would help the aunties and cousins and the brothers and sisters who should not be trying to help you be a parent when you wasn't ready to be a parent. Now, I only tell you how I feel, not telling you something that is gospel. I say how I feel. You are welcome to disagree. But what I'm saying is you miss out so much on what you need to know on those years that you change from teenager to adult. And if you do not get that experience, that is when you find yourself crashing, trying to go back and get it. So when I bring people on, I don't bring them on so they can reflect foolishness. I bring them on so you can see whether or not this is where you need to be. What you get from these shows is totally up to you. But that's why I do it, because the dumb things that I did growing up, if I can help anybody not do it, and I'm still doing some dumb ones, then you would know the information to not do it. But I tell people all the time, own it. I hate for people to tell me that they did this because of that. I think we had a conversation earlier where she said getting married was the new wave. It was what's trending.
Everybody, it's the goal of everybody.
Okay. So I have a serious problem with that, because that makes you a follower and not a leader. I'm not going to trend nothing or wave nothing because everybody else is doing it. That means you are a follower and you're not a leader. If I choose to get married, it would have nothing to do with a wave or a trend. So those are the things that I want people to change. Those misconceptions, those crazy concepts of why you should be doing things that are going to truly change the direction of your life. So we'll take a break from so much deep stuff right now. We're going to get some little funny things that we had put out earlier in the week and ask, and also get some from the audience because we wanted to see if you guys had any questions for Bree and Ducky because they are willing to answer them if you have some. Okay, someone said, Miss Washington said it sure isn't. It's a job. Marriage is a job. It's a job that I quit very easily. And I'm being honest.
It's a job.
It's a job.
It is.
And Georgia is an at-will state, so marry me and it start looking crazy and it's gonna be an at-will divorce. That's what it's gonna be. But you cannot think that these things are good if you don't know how to balance them. And then you might say, and I hope you and Ducky work out, but that y'all gonna be together forever. But if that doesn't happen, what is your plan B? Have you ever thought outside of him?
I have. I don't try to.
It's okay. The reason I say that because I'm sure in dreadful situations, people never try to think that way. I just ask because those are things that you have to have position yourself to be able to deal with if it ever did come in your lap.
I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I don't like it. Like I said, I don't.
Okay. So let me get some. Do anybody have any questions for Bree and Ducky? Okay, I like that. Okay, what else?
Hey, Shy, I love you too. I got a question.
Go ahead. Bro. Who is it for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though, like, yes, both of y'all.
Okay.
Even though, you know.
Well, Bree is not on camera, but Bree is in the building. She's my questionator tonight. Go ahead.
In y'all opinion, what is the most difficult thing that comes with a marriage?
You never know what to expect. Like, well, I'm not gonna say you don't know what to expect when you get into marriage. It's like so much that you don't realize is affected or could be affected, and it's just like conversations that you should have had before you even thought of marriage. Like, bro, yeah, communication for sure, like, and trust. I think that, you gotta, like, you have to be prepared and at least.
And you asking her that
conversations,
because that's on your mind.
It was just the first thing that came to my mind.
Are you contemplating marriage anytime in your near future?
The reason why when I got proposed to, I did not jump into no marriage, and I still have not jumped into no marriage, is because I can't fully say in my heart that that's something that I'm ready for.
Okay. I like that answer.
I know I know when I'll be ready, and honestly, right now, 100% wholeheartedly, I'm not ready for that.
Then I like that answer. Because I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't, but I think that it's real growth when you know that you are. That's good. That's 100 right there. That's 100 right there. I give you that. Somebody should told me that at 17. I will say my brother tried. He did. He's been my go-to man ever since I was young. But me, I'm wild as all outdoors. And I was just like, well, you know what? I'm going on. I've done it all. I didn't try to listen then. But now, when I'm crying, this glitter falling all over my eyes, glitter over here from crying all night. And then I gotta call him and wake him up.
That's right.
I think that I be wanting to say
what she said is I agree.
She said marriage is what you make of it. If you want to work, if you want it to work young or old, it will work only if you put God first. Well,
that's what I was.
Let me hold on. What we're not gonna do is address that portion tonight. I do think that is important. We always need to do that, and that's a self-preservation and a self-choice. So with that being said, anybody that does have that belief that God is your savior, that is the correct answer. You would need to put him first. But if your belief is something else, then we won't get into that because neither here nor there.
No, I was saying the work part. I ain't even see the
Right. I know what you were saying. I was just trying to get a whole other question because that's when you were supposed to hit my foot. We had talked about that. Mhm. Okay, you were supposed to step right there. Thank you. Get your foot. Right.
The same woman, she said, Miss Lyndia Martin, I got married at 18 years. Oh, no one knows what to expect. Marriage is full of surprises, sweetheart. I've been married 3 times and hopefully I got it right.
Well, that's my girl right there. I've been talking to her earlier the week. She's one of my truly love watch people that watch my shows, and I love her dearly. I do. Shout out, Miss Linda. I also want to give a shout out to my mother-in-law, Miss Lisa Jackson. I'm talking to you, baby. And talk Lisa Jackson Ronnie. Let me get it right. Talking to you, baby. Checking on you and making sure you're okay. But well, we'll go back with what she said, and then we'll go. So they do understand that, and I think that's something that they're going to understand as time go on. They've made it past the 5-year, crunch. A lot of people say 5 years is that crunch that usually make you or break you. I've learned that that's a lie. You can stay 20 and it'll break you. You can stay 5 days and it'll break you. I mean, it's whatever. But these numbers that people throw out and say that that's a time frame to let you know when the worst of the worst should be done past, I guess they ain't never really weathered no storms and no marriages, because you could go 5, 6, 10 years with no storm, but then that hurricane could come that shake your whole marriage and make it fall apart. So, with that being said, we'll allow Ducky to answer the part of Bree question if he so chooses.
You remember the question? Well, what is the most difficult part about marriage in your opinion?
Oh, just communication. For me, honestly, I don't really have a trust issue with my partner, so that's not the issue. So I would say communication. When you can't communicate with your spouse, you're gonna have a hard marriage.
Is it certain things that y'all feel like y'all can't communicate about, or
again, that's Bree in the background?
Oh yeah,
asking questions.
No, I feel like if everybody, and that's what I mean. Like she said, we was young when we got married, and I can admit, really didn't know ourselves because I went through a transformation myself personally. So I don't have the same beliefs that I used to when we got married. So, of course, I'm not the same person I used to be. So she have to be willing to accept, and, we have to work through the person I am now. Like I said, communication, sometimes if you don't communicate, that's not going to work with everybody. Some people just going to quit. Everybody's not built the same. So you got to be willing to put in the work in. Like she said, everybody is different. It ain't gonna work for everybody. And let you know if you just willing to quit first time something happened, it's not gonna work out. I promise. It's just not gonna happen. And that's with anybody though. Any relationship.
Right. But I also say that if you look at it that way, you have to understand that when you make a change, it don't mean that the other person made it.
Exactly.
Right? It don't mean that because you made it. But you can communicate all you want to if I don't like what you changing.
No, that's right. But then that's when you have a choice to exactly. You can stay with me or not.
But then that means that we still didn't put in no work.
No.
I tried. And you resisted.
When you say that, okay, let me show you what I'm saying. I made a statement a few weeks ago when I said we like to change our appearance. Women get in their mindset, I'm going natural. Natural is a look that is only a look that whoever is looking at it like. If you're not that man that likes natural and your wife decides she's going natural and you truly like a little more spiffiness and you're trying to communicate that to her, you're saying, babe, how do I ain't really feeling? I mean, I like it like that a little bit, but is there any way you gonna get the braids again or you gonna go back to something like that? That communication is being given. And she said, no, I'm good with this. I like this. I'm going natural because that's what I like. And
that's okay.
It is what it is. Choice. But it's okay because at that point you have to make up in your mind.
But you say what not?
That's not what you would make up at that point. So you would have to ask yourself if what you looking at still excites you. Because you can stay all you want to. If you ain't excited by who you're looking at, you're staying for nothing.
Exactly. So that's why you just leave.
But you can't just leave off of somebody wanting to do a natural hairdo. If you're in a marriage,
if you're unhappy, you leave. That's it. That's what happiness is a choice. Just like now, I know some people feel differently, but depression and all the rest of that stuff, it's a choice. It's a mindset and all the rest of that stuff. Like if you unhappy with your life, you have a choice. You choose to be unhappy. I don't care what anybody say. If you walk around angry all damn day, all day, you choose to walk around angry all day.
Right.
You know,
that's okay. He's trying to get it out.
Yeah,
and we want him to express it.
It's a choice
because we know he getting energy on this. I'm feeling it from way over there. But you know, and I give him that. I tell people all the time, I'm never gonna tell you that what you believe is wrong. You can believe 2 M&Ms gonna make your marriage work, a nut or not. I don't care. At the end of the day, all I'm telling you is that whatever concept that you make up in your mind as an individual, wherever you are, if you decide, you know, hey, whatever you decide, because it doesn't matter. But if you decide something and your mate has not decided that with you, then good luck with that.
Right. Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Good luck with
because
that.
Now you may have
that
to make
will
a choice.
Explain why he at somebody else's house talking about you like a dog.
No.
That is it.
No,
because when he does not like what he or she, it does not. What it speaks on is that he's not able to communicate with who he with.
No,
because he's not able to get that person to understand that he wasn't ready to make the change that they made. So what he's doing now is acting out. If you're inside the house and your voice is not being heard inside the house, at some point you're going to stop talking inside the house and you're going to start talking outside the house. Now you can say that's built character, or you could say that that's him not being a solid man, but it is what it is. If you cannot talk in the home to get the point across that you want made, you're going to find somebody else that's talking the language that you are speaking. But I'm not telling you that that is your issue, Ducky. I'm talking in general. So if that shoe does not fit you, cool, Jordan, make another size. I'm talking about the people that it does fit. That's what I'm talking about. Because communicating something has no value if the person you're talking to never gets it.
No, you're right.
So that's my only point with that. You can tell me to whatever that you don't like something that I'm doing. But if I'm married to you and I make it my business to dig my heels in and say, whether you like it or not, I ain't changing it. Now what? You're going to continue to approach me about something that I done said I ain't changing. And we're going to continue to get into these niggity, negative, haggity, waggity arguments so you can have a reason to go where somebody listening. And that is what I'm telling you is the buildup for trouble. So when you're talking about communication, you can't just tell me that the communication is given and that's it. No. If the other person
doesn't receive it,
and so that was my point.
Listen to understand, not to respond. That's why I like to tell people.
I'm gonna respond. Period.
No, but you it's okay to respond, but you should listen to the other person. To understand their point of view,
and I'm gonna understand. I heard it.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell that person in an assertive voice. I'm not gonna be able to do that. But see, that's the reason why a lot of people don't understand. It's not even just marriage, though. It boils down to friendships, family, business. You could be on a job and you don't like the way the boss tell you something. Right. I call my brother every day. Redirect. Guess what she said? And I say, and she had the nerve to say this to me. And then he'll say, well, Ivy, really? I mean, you got that from that? And I'm looking at the phone because, I got all of that from that. And then he say, Ivy, maybe she didn't even mean it like that. You know what I'm saying? You just, as soon as somebody says something, you just and then I tell him, you know what? I don't want to talk to you no more. I see you ain't on the bad way.
That be me right there, Mom. That's me.
So that's us. Sometimes those walls are already there. Those defensive feelings are already there. If I done decided I just don't like my supervisor, I don't care what she say, everything gonna come out wrong. She could just come up and say, girl, you look good today. And I say, no, she's trying to be funny. Because I already know other day. Right. So when my communication wall is up with the person that I got an issue with, it's not gonna work just with you saying I gave you the information, you do something with it. No, it's not. I mean, I literally he have to calm me down a lot. He do. Because baby, I be on the other side when I hear some things.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes me and him be having to have like the same conversation. Well, kind of the same conversation for weeks at a time.
Stay truthful and honest to one. She says stay true. Well, this is Miss Linda Martin again. She says stay truthful and honest to one another in your marriage. Talk to each other, not about each other, to someone else. Queen is right. Listen to each other. And then I also have someone that said, Bree, I thought you was reading my
right.
Oh, I was waiting on y'all to finish.
That's okay.
She said, Auntie, the 2 C's in the marriage is commitment and communication. Totally agree with you 1,000%.
I was going to try to add somebody tonight. If you wanted to be in the little video, if you want to call, let me know. We'll take your question. We're trying to read them as we go. Again.
You do it on, if you add them to one of the lives, you don't show them the other.
Okay, then we won't be doing that because my technology people is still helping me. So we got Zoom and everything coming for you guys. So that'll be worked out. We'll have all those kinks worked out. And we're just trying to still stream from different places since I have so many people. I need you guys going to YouTube to subscribe. I also need you guys not on Ivy Queen, not on Ivy Akins, because I can't take any more friends on those pages. You have to follow me on my direct website, or you have to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. And I would prefer you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe so that we can get the ratings up, so we can do more shows in more depth, and we can talk about more diverse issues in a controlled setting. I can't do that, so to say, on Facebook. So for all of those who love me, and I love you back, I do need you to make that switch over and start subscribing. I post so much. Somebody told me today, Ivy, you taking over my website. My goal exactly. That's my goal, baby. I have no use for you if I can't take over. You're not letting me be who I am, then, what? I might as well take it over. You feel me?
She probably knows from school. What's her name? I've seen her before.
Seen who?
You.
Baby, everybody done seen you.
Everybody
knows Ivy at some point. These schools, Joseph Lane, West Side, Cross Creek. Everywhere. These kids know me from everywhere. And then I'm Jefferson County down, Louisville, Wiley Wren, certified in all things, I must say. But that's who it is. But yes, so that's really what we were trying to do. They have 4 children, ranging from
5, 3, 2, 6 months.
So they got their hands full. And what we're trying to do is just give you some balance. This is not going to always go scripted. I'm going to have naysayers. I'm going to have people who say, they cut the food too much for me. Well, get with it. That's the generation we in. They do like to have their fun. They do cut the food at times. That's the generation we're in. You can't take your old behind and just act like that. That's the generation from your era. That's you. You got to migrate with these kids. I deal with these kids a lot. They're at my homes constantly. Their children are at my homes. Most of the children that I've had in any school can tell you they deal with me a lot. So we try to keep them, I try to keep them directed. But as a young couple, I wanted them to express where they are. That way, maybe we can grab somebody who's there and kind of not let them go so far before they see it. Because Bree will be on tomorrow night talking about being single with 3.
Yep, 3.
With 3 kids. And and that's what we're living right now. So as I stated, there will be other shows that will target more in-depth things. Like I said, the lady that's coming next week will be about her staying too long. And that's more of an older, but it is also good for the younger, because you got to know when your crop is bad. Go ahead. I think I got my girl Sheikah. I think. We're trying to let her join, but I think I got him. Hey, girl. How you doing? What you want to say, Sheikah? Huh? That is the best advice of the day.
What goes on in your house? I too was married at a young age. And everybody be your business, but whatever goes on in your home, you let it stay in your home. Because just say if y'all have an argument or something like that, and then you go tell auntie and cousin and everything, and then when he comes to the barbecue with y'all, they gonna be looking at him outside.
Yeah.
So whatever goes on in your house, just let it stay in your home.
So let me tell you what Sheikah said, because a lot of the live feeds that I'm running, I can't add her to hear everything. But basically what Sheikah wanted to say is whatever goes on in your home should stay in your home. You know, and that's something that Bree and Bring, to be honest, I just said to them a week ago. We were at a crossroad, and we were at a place where we needed to deal with the fact that things were coming out of their homes that shouldn't have been coming out. And I tell people all the time, and I greatly appreciate that, Sheikah. You know, you ride or die. That is important. You cannot badger the person that you're dating and tell all the most worst things about that person that you can think of. And then next week, when we still mad, you ready to go back in love again, you know? And now you want to bring him to the cookout, and everybody looking at him or looking at her like, look at this trash. She done. And we thinking y'all broke up, because that's the lie you done told us. So we looking stupid at the cookout because we want to know why y'all back together. But that is because that information does not need to leave your house. And that's just period. And some of that need to go not just for marriages, but for friendships and everything else. I had to let Bree know, quit telling my daughter or whoever it is you talking to your business, period. Because if my daughter can't keep her mouth shut and she come back and tell me, you know, I want the tea. So I'm what Bree say wrong. That's what I'm doing. You feel me? And then my daughter be like, well, don't say nothing.
Oh, man.
There you go. So you thought it was cool to just give it and wasn't nobody going to tell it. But I know for a fact, we used to play a game in the classroom. You tell somebody one thing and wait till it get all the way around the room and see what it was. Every time it was never what the person said. So when you start telling stuff in your house and then other people get it, they gonna add to it. They gonna tell the story, make it better. They gonna tell stuff that you didn't even say. And you know, and then now you're in a position where you gotta defend your man or woman, but you the one who put them on trial. So how you gonna be the lawyer and the accuser? You can't do both. You might as well stand there yourself and take the judgment from what happened, because you can't hold two roles. You're the accuser. You came out and first accused this person of all this stuff. Now you done got upset with everybody at the party. You the lawyer in his defense or her. So pick what side you want to be on and keep your mouth closed. Because really and truly, whether you stay with the person or whether you don't stay with the person, that's private. That's private. People will ask me all the time, why so-and-so got divorced? I say, I don't know. I didn't know him intimately. I have no clue. How could I tell you why somebody got divorced? Well, I thought they had told you, because you know them. Well, if they had, it still wouldn't be your business. So I don't know. I know what they say, but I wasn't there and I'm not in their marriage. So really and truly, if it's going to be a divorce, what difference does it make anyway? What caused it to go bad? So I'm just telling you guys that, yes, these shows are fun, but these people are real. And I'm just being a voice to a community that doesn't seem to know that this stuff is real. So when you say, well, either you know you doing all this and you try to do all that, well, if you see it that way, that's the problem with you. Your vision probably need to go get a little check, because you can be around something and know that it's wrong. But if you won't call it out, then something is wrong with you. So I'm going to always call it out, because you ain't had no problem calling out the stuff that I was doing. So I can call out what somebody else is doing, because I think that we all can call out each other mess if we got it out in the open to speak on. You don't want your mess called out, then keep it home. That's what I say. You know, and that's what I say. So, you know, I'm good with any shows. I want to help anybody. I don't have no ulterior motive by doing this. It just was something God gave me a mindset to do. Now, am I able to carry it to the fullest? Most definitely, because you called on the right one. The queen can do that. But I talk from experience, and I never not put myself in it. I'm 3 marriages in, so the judge say. That's the lie he's still telling me. But hey, it is what it is. You know, we do what we do. So when I talk to these kids, I'm not talking to them like, oh, well, y'all doing the dumbest stuff ever, and y'all don't know what y'all doing. No, we don't know what we doing. Okay, let's get that right. Because until all of us look in the mirror and take that judging spirit that you can see in everybody else's house, you need to look in the mirror and see what's going on in your house. Because there's a lot of stuff that you're doing that nobody is talking about because you keeping it a secret. And that's fine, Victoria. But I'm saying that if you want to talk about somebody else's business, make sure that all your business is 100. Because a lot of us are going through things that we don't think is funny, that we are hurting from. And we want to be able to get that out so we can stop hurting from that stuff. That's all. So you can tune into my show or you cannot. It's not that important to me on the people that I lose. But it is important to me on the people that I gain. Because where else do we have to go right now? You go out that door without that mask, you might be going to your grave. You just might. So at least we got some way to reach our youth, reach our adults, because half of us are old and still doing dumb stuff. So, you know, that's all. I just want to make sure that people know, if you want to come on, I got people asking me to do all kinds of shows. And let me be clear on something else. People call me and ask me to advertise something for them. I'm going to advertise what I think is appropriate. If you don't have your stuff appropriate and your language is bad, I'm not going to advertise it. But again, it's not my story to tell. I will redirect your fans over to your page. But because I'm popular, I know you want to get on mine. But I will still help you. But I don't support or disagree with what you're doing. I'm just advertising what you have so that we all can be a vessel to help each other out. But don't take what I advertise and act like the Queen back it 100%. No, the Queen support all young people and older people who are trying to migrate into the business world. I support that. So if your information is clean and your information is something that you got productive going out, I will use it, whether I like your music or not. It has nothing to do with that. And I will put that on there. So when you're asking me to advertise something, yes, I also ask that you share my stuff. That's how we look out for each other. You want me to share something for you, you share something for me, period. That's how I see that. But that's it. I think that my heart is just always been different. A lot of people ask me, how do you do, or how do you act the way you act, and why don't you care? And I'm never going to be in something and you think that that's what I'm in for whatever the reasons you think I'm in it for. I'm very educated. I play dumb. Don't get it twisted. Because I know that at the end of the day, you can't always let people know what you know. You can't always let people know what direction you're trying to go in or what you're doing. Sometimes you got to just keep them baffled. They got to not understand it. I mean, and I know we got some old church folks in here. Sometimes they say when you pray, you just need to moan. You don't even need to say nothing. You just need to moan. That way, nothing is heard about your prayer. You feel me? So that's where I'm at with this. I'm praying right now and I'm moaning for these generations because these kids is struggling. They're struggling. And so, you know, and I'm struggling. You know, it is what it is. You know, so.
Y'all being too busy.
Oh, Miss Queen say y'all been too, she said y'all been too busy with them 4 to 5 kids. In fact, now they've been busy. But that's okay. They are beautiful daughters. They're the beautifulest little girls I would ever. They are doll babies. And they're in the back. My house is usually a daycare. But I probably got 7 kids or 8 kids in here amongst the 2 of them. So, yeah, it's a bit much, and them twins is back there, but they are, and I mean that's what we're dealing with, and that's why we're having these shows, because even though they plan to be together forever, if something does disrupt their marriage, now she has 4 children that another man got to daggone say he see her worth. Not saying Doug's gonna ever come to that place, but I'm just saying these are the buildups that we have to look at, because this is where you're building your life and how you're doing your legacy around you as an individual. You know, it's no disrespect to them as a young couple if they got 4 or 5, you know, as long as they ain't dropping about my house every evening. I don't care what they do, you know what I'm saying? But and I'm patting because my daughter sold this stuff in so tight. But she wanted me to look good tonight. But it's a little tight right there, Bray. This now I just want to let you know. So that's that, yeah. But she got me looking. Y'all like that, don't you? I know you do. But that's it. I mean, we just wanna keep everybody thinking. Don't take my words and say that they're yours. They're not. Just think about it. If you're in a situation where you're thinking about getting married,
Yeah, but it's a
sit
whole lot
down.
of conversations that y'all need to have.
Sit down and talk.
Whether you want kids,
Right.
Your religion,
Right.
Your
Exactly.
whether you want to buy a house,
Right.
where you want to live,
Right.
Like your parents, how your family structure,
Right.
all that, like,
Right.
It's
And
so
she's
many,
right.
So many debt.
Oh, most definitely. You ain't seen nothing till you ain't got nothing but some bologna and
Yes.
cheese to eat, and he want to go buy some
savings,
shoes.
all of that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. It can get silly, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what we need to do now, which is talk. We need to
Them conversations.
you see we need to talk, you know. Make sure people feel. For me, I have no problem talking. I believe I was talking when I was in my mom's. She probably was saying hush, Ivy, but it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. But I have no problem talking, and as far as me with anything that I do with them, you know, they're my babies. I always look out for them or whatever, and I talk to them very, very vigorously because I don't want them to make the wrong mistakes. But you know, yeah, you do live and you learn. You do live and you learn, and that's something that's important. So for me, these shows are gonna reach somebody. We're gonna push them till we can't push them no more. If I can get them to a good place in their marriage and they make it 20, 30 years, job well done. Did I say everything was gonna be gravy them 20, 30 years? Probably not. But job well done if they make it. If they make it, they make it, you know. So, you know, and I say that with all my rough, you know, I'm like Liz Taylor. Shoot, if I can get me 9 or 10 of them out of there, I mean, I have a low tolerance level, so you can't listen to my mindset on how I deal with people and say that that's the mindset that you need to have for how you deal with people. It works for Ivy. And that's all I can tell you. It will probably not work for you, but you can try it. But that being
they might
said,
get to that point in their life.
they might, you know, I'm just different. I have certain
yeah.
standards. I have certain things that I invest in relationships, and I have certain things that I want out of relationships. And for the most part, I mean, I have ADHD. So my attention is quick to get on something else. And that's just because I don't see why I should be locked in nothing 20 or 30 years that I know ain't going nowhere. Now you can say, oh, well, you just jumping around. I'm gonna jump like a grasshopper till I figure out something that I'm not gonna sit down no 20 years now. And we just looking stupid.
No, that's yeah.
So but that's somebody's hurt there, you know. And if that person is hurting and they want to say how they got to that place, we got to give them the platform to do that. Maybe we got somebody in a 20-year marriage that want to get out and don't know how to get out, too ashamed to get out because you stayed so long. Maybe that's where we at, but we'll find that out next week when we have her on, and I give her the all utmost praise with that, because there has to be something that's hard, you know, when you're dealing with those relationships that you've invested so much in. Bree, you might need to go see which one of them is.
Yeah, let me.
So, but with all of that being said, if we got any other comments, okay, Miss Martin, what did I leave out? I'm gonna have to get you where you can call in, Miss Martin, because I don't know what I done left out, baby. But you know I love you dearly. I'm gonna have to get you. We gonna need you to call, because I don't know what I left out, baby. But we're gonna need you to call when we get you together. I'm gonna call you so we can I can make sure we have you set to call me, okay? So I won't miss out nothing. But that's, with all that being said, you know, these generation this generation that we are in right now is a generation of voice. You know, they act out on what they feel. They are very outspoken on how they feel. We didn't get that privilege, but this generation does do it. And that can be good and bad. But if we can reach them, when you have, Mary Curtis wanted to say, when you have a no mindset to learn, you make no room in your life to prosper. And that is true. That's something you've always told me, Ma, and I appreciate that. We all know that people have to change, and in order to prosper, that's something that you have to look at. Can I change certain things? You might not want to go in there and change everything at one time, but you can start knocking some things down and saying, hey, I think I like to do this a little bit different, or maybe I can work on that, you know. And I even say that with the language. People say, well, why I can't cuss? I mean, I got one of the worst moms in America. For sure. Period. She do. But I think if I can get on here for an hour and figure out how not to cuss, you can too. I'm sorry. I mean, especially when I know how I can do. So, I mean, if you can't figure out a couple of words for an hour that's not offensive, or you can't make a post that's not using bad language, I just question where you are education-wise. Because I be wanting to say what you might say, but I do know that there's a time and a place for everything. So I had to critique my mouth, and God Jesus, that was hard. Work in progress too. Hey, you know, and sometimes I sit here and you see me look up because I'm thinking. Don't know, you know, it's hard not to go there, but people have to be able to change, and that's a part of personal growth. You know, my brother is a life coach. I say that every episode. Dr. Akins is a life coach. He's at your disposal. He do have a fee. I'm sorry, that's gonna hurt you a little bit, but you need to be able to invest in making your life better. He can't sit there for you with hours. You tore from the floor up, and you think he's supposed to do that for free? That's some hard work, you know. So you gotta want to invest in who you are. But those avenues are there. He has a lot of people on his team that are counselors. Someone asked me, will I do a show on addiction? And I said I would. We'll get that going. We'll get that on addiction going. But I also have to reach out to my resources to make sure that I can get some people who are qualified to really speak on addiction to a certain degree, because you can't just speak on something that you don't know nothing about. You just want to talk about your uncle who was drunk for the last 30 years. I mean, that ain't giving you no qualification. You need to know how that addiction works, and someone who's licensed and has that paperwork to say that they are a addiction counselor would need to be able to speak on my program. So I would have to reach out to my resources and get that. So I have no problem doing that and getting all of that together for those. And we'll have other shows that we can put together. But that is, again, why I need you to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that the content can be monitored better. But I will do that and everything. And so, I'm going to let my guests go ahead and leave because their babies are going crazy. And this mama got to go back there. So I appreciate you guys. Give me a big hug. I love you dearly.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, always. You know we family, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
You know we family. So y'all see what's going on with them babies and find out what night. I know. So Bree, you can come right here for a minute. I'm going to introduce you for tomorrow night. This is Bree. You guys saw her last week, but she will be coming in tomorrow night to talk about her experience being a single mother. She'll be coming in tomorrow night with me. Sheikah's out of town. We're going to be bringing in other guests here and there. So we love Sheikah dearly, but we will try to go on with what we got tomorrow planned, and we'll talk about her issues and what she has going on as a young mother. And we will also later on, a few months down the road, recap with Bree and Ducky to see how they're doing, just to make sure they're still, on the same mindset they are tonight. You say something one time, but you don't know where you'll be, so we're going to go back and touch on that. And like I said, we open the shows with some music. Miss Martin, I am going to open the shows with some gospel. Don't think I'm going to leave you out. I'm not, baby. It's just that I think that gospel should be put in when we're talking about something a little bit more sensitive. I don't want to get to playing gospel and then we go to talking about something that doesn't benefit gospel. So, but I have some shows that are going to be coming up that will, some of my cancer shows that we'll be doing will be gospel related. I also have some mothers who've lost their children that they want to speak out about the grief that they've endured with children being murdered, or whether they were sick and died or whatever, in that aspect. I will have that gospel playing then, but for most of my shows, I try not to mix the two because it just doesn't go good like that. So I'm gonna definitely pray at the end this time because we went straight into the program with the music that we had going. So we'll pray at the end. But I say all that again to say, if you don't know me, you know me now. Go to that website, Ivy Queen, Ivy Akins is Max. I'm 10,000 friends plus. I'm contemplating making another page, but I don't understand. You need to go to YouTube. You need to go to my actual website and log on and get there. If you have an idea of a show that you want me to put together, I'm open to whatever you send me. If you send it to me and we can make it work, then I'll put it together. We'll get it together and we'll put it out there. There's nothing that we can't talk about in a professional way with everybody. Go let them children know to close the door. Because I'm getting ready to pray too in a minute. Well, you can bring me the twin because I know he's gonna act up. Come on, Bray. Come on, because I know he's gonna do what he do. Have Godmama, baby.
That's my son.
It's one of the twins.
He's my twin.
But at the end of the day, like I say, we want to make sure that everybody get what they need to get. If you got some advertisement, like I say, I put it out through the week. If you send it to me, if your music has profanity in it, I need you to clean it up before you ask me to send it. I'm not gonna send it that way. And if your dress outfit is not right, your little outfit real skanky, I mean, I can't do it. I tried to get by with me some pictures early in the week, and my brother went ham. Had me feeling some type of way. I didn't think nothing was wrong with him, but he had me to get him right on down. So good shout out to my brother. He always watching. Love you dearly. So all the kids are coming in now, so it's a hot party. Y'all gonna go? All right, love y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna need y'all to back on out because I'm getting ready to pray. I got a few seconds, so I'm getting ready to pray. Take that one.
Come on,
Take Mason, because he ain't gonna do right. Naya, come over here and get Mason. So this is what happens in my house every night. Come on, Mason. This is what happens in my house every night. Because I never get a break. But that's family. That's what we do. We stick together, we ride together. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the prayer to close tonight, if you don't mind. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come to you just as humbly as we know how, just to thank you for everything that you've done for us over the week and over the months and over the years. We ask that you continue to bless us and keep us grounded, also safe from any hurt, harm, and danger. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Your eyes were supposed to be closed. Go ahead on. So we're going to say good night, everybody. We got like 2 minutes left. It's been real. And we love you.
Say bye-bye.
If you don't know me, you know me now. Go to my website, go to my pages. You can find those links. I don't see how you wouldn't know how to get to nothing that I have going on because I post endlessly all day. So you should be able to get to anything that I have. Anything that I have. Thank you, beautiful kids. We appreciate it. We really do. They always doing something over here. I don't know why Mason. But we love y'all. We hope you be blessed. We hope you enjoy the shows. Like I said, tomorrow will be Bree. Next Friday will be the young lady that's coming to talk about her marriage she stayed in too long for 20 years. And then we also are doing on September the 9th, Remember When. Again, Remember When can be anything you remember. We're going to be chiming in. We got a lot of people that I'm going to be calling in on guests with Zoom. We're going to make it do what it do for Jefferson County and the surrounding counties for what we used to do back in the day and probably what we're doing now. So with all that being said, if you don't know me, you know me now, and we love you. We're going to say good night to everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Contact me if you need to, if there's something you want me to know or do, or if you got a show in mind. Again, Dr. Benjamin Akins is a life coach. You need those resources. He has an abundance of resources that we can chime in, and we can try to get those resources to you at a reasonable price if that's something you need and you want to invest in. Okay. I love everyone. Hope you had a good night. Enjoy the show. See you tomorrow night again, 8:00. See you later.
Good night, everybody.
All right, Bree, you need to cut stuff off. You know, I don't know what I be doing. Mason.
Okay, we just gonna have to edit this one.
Here, you gotta turn this one off. Because I think that one's still running too. Mason. Why are you standing up in my chair? Get down. Get down.